Well, hello there, YouTube family. I'm Patty Jackson. I'm your auntie of pop culture. I love to say it's not cute, not knowing. But before we know, because I got some scoop, let's hug it out. How you guys doing? Jada Pinkett Smith making headlines again. She has a great talk show with her daughter and her mom, the Red Table Talk on Facebook Watch. But occasionally, Jada will say things that'll make you be like, once again, she's talking about her husband, Will Smith. They have a very unconventional marriage, which we all know now is an open marriage. She made a statement yesterday about their sex life. Then today she had to clean it up because, like, what do you mean? And she says that she and Will don't have a problem with their sex life. But yesterday's statement made it sound like, oh, there's a whole lot of problems in that. Now, Will has a new book coming out simply entitled Will. We talks about his life and rise in Hollywood and lessons learned. But this thing with Jada, do you ever think that he tells her, babe, don't mention me when you're doing your things? You know, you always had the thing with the little rapper. Who knows where he went? And they found out, oh, there's cheating inside of this marriage. And no marriage is perfect. But what do you think? If you're married, shouldn't you respect your mate enough not to say certain things? It's like if you have children with someone. I don't think that you should slander that person because you have children by this person. Just be quiet. Sometimes silence is just the best. It's just the best thing. There's a certain R&B singer out here, and she uses every opportunity to take a jab at her ex-husband. You have a child by him. Child is older, but you were married to that person. Can't let the bitterness get in the way. Y'all are not together. Both of you have moved on, but you can't do that. With Jada, I think she's talking too much sometimes. Because this is really embarrassing. And I always feel bad for Will. And I know he's his own man. He's a grown man. But it's just like, Jada, stop. Stop even hinting at your life. Because it's strange. And I don't think that they'll ever divorce. But you're just showing that this relationship is even stranger than we could ever imagine. I don't think they'll get a divorce. It's probably one of those Johnny Taylor things. It's cheaper to keep her. But Jada, I'm just going to keep doing this. Kevin Hunter is mad. He's mad at the tabloids. He's mad at the media outlets. And he's really mad at black media. Kevin Hunter, the ex-husband of Wendy Williams, says he is not getting married. So, Kevin, you mean to tell me you just bought an $80,000 ring? You used Wendy's money to buy an $80,000 ring for your girlfriend that you've been fooling around with for 15 years, doing the marriage to Wendy, then went and had a baby, but you're not going to marry this girl. There's a saying in life, you want the cake. You want the cake. You don't want the crumbs. You want the cake. Get the cake. Get the cake. You want the whole cake, not the crumbs. That woman, Sharina, she's going to be satisfied with getting crumbs just to say that she got them. And she is rocking that ring. That ring, $8,000. But he didn't let the world know. He's not trying to marry you. But he's mad because he said he wants people to know that he's not getting married. Okay, Gayle King, CBS Mornings. The ratings, even though they're imitating Good Morning America, the ratings are still not there. I like the story concepts, and Tony and Nate, they got a good concept there. But Gayle butts in too much. It's too much over talking, and in the morning, it's just too much. Her contract is up next year, and they're saying, will they renew it, or will they give her the money that she wants? She's like 66. I'm sure they're probably whispering in her ear, are you ready to retire? That's going to be interesting. Tisha Campbell, Tashina Arnold, they will be hosting the Soul Train Awards for a fourth time It is airing on November 28th on BET, and for the first time ever, Soul Train Awards are going to be broadcast live from the world famous Apollo Theater. This is going to be a wonderful night, and it's always good to see Tisha and Tashino get up there and host. When Meghan McCain wrote her book Bad Republican, she got a whole chapter on The View and how Whoopi betrayed her. She didn't like Joy Behar and all this other stuff. Well, the paparazzi caught up with Whoopi Goldberg and asked her, what does she think? Whoopi, is she ever going to be back on The View? Now, Whoopi is really going through it. She's dealing with that sciatic pain. It's in her leg. It's in her hip. Whoopi has to walk with a cane. A lot of people don't know that she is in pain. She has to walk with a cane. She said she could care less because she's just worried about this sciatic pain. And when they said, well, do you think you guys will invite her back on the show? And she just kind of shook her head. Sarah Hayes was really sweet and nice when they called up with her. She said, hope she does well, but I'm very happy being on The View, and it's a good experience for me. I'm sure if you interview past the host on that show, some will say it was great. Some will say it wasn't a great experience. Hip hop turning 50. Yes, hip hop turning 50, and Showtime is going to be rolling out a series of specials, one directed by Nas. When you think about the influence of hip hop, it's more than just the music. There's fashion, the people who became famous in it, and how it literally changed a culture. This is going to be airing real soon. Your comments about Janet were interesting. We're going to be seeing a lot of Janet because in January, her Lifetime documentary, 2-night special, is going to be out, and maybe some of the swelling in her face will go down, but she's got to stop. She's got to stop with all the fillers. Jay Ellis, he plays Lawrence on Insecure. He is taking a lot of flack because he's married to a Serbian woman. And they're like, you never put her on social media, you don't post her. A lot of people don't want to. They want to keep their love lives private. I don't think that he is just hiding for the sake of his career. Love is love, and you're going to notice that a lot of black male stars. They don't put out there who they are dating. I've interviewed Jay. He's a really, really nice guy. He's going to be in the Tom Cruise Top Gun Maverick movie. He's got a bright future. I hate to see him going through this, and that we're going through this still when you think of the year 2021. This is a perfect segue to podcast that I do. I do a podcast, Patty and the Millennials. I'm the baby boomer. There's millennials. There's Gen X. This week, we talked about colorism. In the African American community, we come in all shades, from the rooter to the tutor, all kinds of just shades. But there is still a problem. It gets down to light skin, dark skin. And some people take it serious. There was a period in the 80s. They wouldn't feature dark-skinned women in videos. It was always like a certain type of woman who was featured in videos. And to this day, this is still a thing. I loved how the people opened up, those who are dark-skinned, those who are light-skinned, how they've grown, what they've gone through. It was a really good conversation about colorism and why in 2021, as we sail into 2022, this is still a problem. Pandora, Spotify, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio podcast, and Apple Podcasts. But check us out today. It was a really interesting conversation. We take this time to remember William Shelby. Who was William Shelby? Back in the 80s and 90s, when you would hear R&B and funk music, most likely you were listening to the music of a William Shelby. He was a part of the group Lakeside, but he wrote for Solar Records for many, many years. He wrote And the Beat Goes On by the Whisperers. He did hits for Shalimar, Make That Move, Second Time Around, Dynasty. He did their song, I Just Begun to Love You, but a lot of R&B, funk songs he wrote. William Shelby passed away this week at the age of 65. I love hearing from you guys. Thank you for the compliments. We're going to be changing up the hair occasionally, but thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate you guys. Hit the notification button so you never miss a minute of what I'm going to say. There's a weekend edition. We invite you to check that out. LaShawna Simon puts it together. Leave a comment. Auntie reads the comments and give us a thumbs up if you like the video. Like I said, we appreciate you and thanks so much for joining us. It's not cute not knowing. And now you know. I'm Patty Jackson. I'm your auntie of pop culture.